I remember hearing Move Your Feet by Junior Senior, and I was like to my mum, "No, this sounds orange." She was like, "That's good."
Yeah.
Everybody Loves the Sunshine by Roy Ayers. It's the most nighttime song I've ever heard.
Wow.
So I love that song, but it's like, it's almost eerie because it's like,
This episode is being supported by Tape It, the iPhone recording app made for musicians by musicians.
so one thing I have is I've got synesthesia, so these songs are all in colors, right? For me, when I'm sequencing the album, I've always got that in mind. But without taking up too much real estate, I don't always want to flesh out a thing which is going to create like a key change. So this is like F minor, and the song that comes after is A minor. So what F, G? That's like 3 up. And you can kind of get away with, I guess, let me see. Yeah. It's like up a bit, it's weirdly works in a sense. So I think I did it abruptly so it would just kind of like, it would feel like a sudden change almost. Because I think this song's an important one on the album. So I kind of wanted it to be like, say its piece and then retract itself, and then you're straight onto something else almost. Yeah.
So the On and On that we just heard, that is red.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, I guess for me what it does is it really depicts like a timestamp for each song in terms of it being during the day, or rather if it's during the day or at night, because if I hear a song, it's to do with the key of the song, which depicts the color, which actually helps me a lot in terms of like relative pitch, or if I'm DJing, I already know if a song's like in a certain hue. I might not have it exactly right, but like I can almost like pick. It's like a really good tool to envelop my relative pitch pretty much. But what it does creatively for me is it depicts whether it's a daytime song or a nighttime song. So On and On is a nighttime song because it's predominantly red. And then through that, if you're in a predominantly red environment, it's more likely you're going to be at nighttime. And sometimes it can be like an emotional thing as well. Like I find the blues and greens, like the daytime songs to be a bit more uplifting and the red songs to be a bit deeper. Because it might even be a reflection of like internal arteries, or like if you're inside, it's like red. And even just like the kind of the connotations of the like red color, like passionate, or like, you know, like things of like it's more like inside almost. Yeah. That's another, I've not really thought about it, but it also depicts if something's outside or inside.
Right.
Usually if a song's blue, it's like blue sky, and if it's green, it's like later on in the day because there's more emphasis on like grass and stuff like that. Just things, it's interesting because I've had it since I can remember. My earliest memories of music has been like, I remember hearing Move Your Feet by Junior Senior, and I was like to my mum, "No, this sounds orange." She was like, "That's good."
Yeah.
Her response made me realize that it wasn't a common thing. And
Yeah.
Miss Jackson by Outkast was like a icy, like blue color.
Right.
Yeah.
And how old would you have been when you were making these comments?
4 or 5.
Right. So very natural, just a reaction saying, "Mum, this sounds orange." No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I can actually relate to where I first found it, because my parents used to put on these story tapes. They're like Bible story tapes, and at the end of it, they would have this like song at the end. So basically, my eyes were shut hearing these stories, and then at the end of the thing, it would be like the difference between the song and the story was that the song had a color almost. It was like a story, but with frequency involved, and like an attention to frequency. So I think because my eyes were shut, like the senses overlapped in that sense, and then like. That's what it is as well. It's basically the frequencies we see in color are not necessarily linked, but it's the same similar thing. You're like restricted to 20 to 20,000 hertz of frequency. It'll be the same with the eye. So I guess because my eyes were shut, I just kind of had this overlapping. I think that's what synesthesia is. It's like the overlap of two senses.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a positive thing for you.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Well,
not always.
Yeah, right. Okay. Because I've heard that there can be some negative, almost nauseous reactions.
Well, I don't really like listening to nighttime songs when I'm in the park and it's beating down sunlight.
Right.
And there's a contradictory song which I love bringing up because I found out recently a fun fact about it. But "Everybody Loves the Sunshine" by Roy Ayers is the most nighttime song I've ever heard.
Wow.
And they recorded it at nighttime.
Right.
Yeah.
And yet,
So I love that song, but it's like it's almost eerie because it's almost like "Everybody Loves the Sunshine," but it's not even there.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I've ever heard an instrumental of that tune.
Yeah.
Just because if you take away the words,
Yes,
would we get the
exactly.
same reaction to what he's suggesting? Because when you hear it, you just think
It's contextual,
yeah.
And that's another kind of insight to how I digest music too. Because even if the lyrics are really a prominent factor of the song, I'm still kind of half listening to it and just feeling it rather than taking in the detail of the lyrics. That's the last thing that I come up across. Like the main thing is how it feels. As I feel like almost like if you look at art and you kind of like that, if it has the same impact on you, if you're kind of not focusing on it.